Hello and welcome back to Barkaways. Today we're talking 308, 328 front covers. One of the weak points on these was the cam drive bearings that you can see. The crankshaft goes here, and these are the bearings that come up and drive the cam belts. This guy had a very lucky escape. He's just come back from the Le Mans Classic and he came in and said, look, I've got a really bad oil leak. And what had happened, this bearing here, since we've taken it apart, it's absolutely fallen apart. So there's a shaft in here. Basically it runs on two of these bearings. So there's one of those in this side, which sits in the block that supports the shaft, and you've got one in this housing here. And this housing, the one that's in the housing, you can see the ball bearings have fallen apart. He was very lucky that the cam belt didn't jump, so he was a lucky man that he didn't destroy the cylinder heads. So I've just pressed this shaft out. The bearing surface here is completely broken up, which is why the bearings failed. And what happens is once the bearing starts to go and the surface gets rust, it destroys itself very quickly. There's two designs on the 308. Some run the oil seal on the front, on this side, and some run on the back. But once the shaft's got too much movement, obviously the oil seal can't seal anything and the oil comes out everywhere. So the reality of changing these bearings, this is a fairly small bearing. This is 20 pounds, 30, 50 pounds or something. This is just a normal roller bearing. But you've got to take the engine out to fit it, and I'll tell you why. This goes on the front of there like that. So you've got studs going down, and the top half bolts of the engine, the bottom, this is the gearbox. But on the bottom of this is the oil pickup. So that goes down through that hole and down into the bottom of the sump. So even if you took the studs out, there's no way you can get this off with the oil pickup in there. So what you have to do is take the engine out, split the engine off the gearbox. We've just put this back on just to sort of save it swinging around on a hoist all day. So split the gearbox, lift the engine off of the gearbox to get the oil pickup out of the sump, just to get this front cover off. And I know some people go, oh yes, but you can do the outside ones. Yes, you can probably pull the outside ones off, but these ones that are inside the block, they've done the same miles as the outside ones, and if the outside ones are broken, the inside ones aren't going to be too far off. And I can feel this one rumbling. If you twist that, it's all rumbly, and this one's still quite smooth. So that one was going to go anyway because it's been stressed because the outside one. So there's no point in doing a half a job, but it's a lot of hours to get to a relatively small bearing. And what they did on the later cars, on the carburettor cars, they were one size, but on the 328s they realised that it was a weak point. So if you've got a 328, you've got bigger bearings which are less likely to fail. So the journey of doing cam drive bearings on a 308 is not a small one. So here we are, you can see the front cover's back on. So we've overhauled it, we've got new bearings on the outside, new bearings on the inside, and new seals, and you can see no movement. And if it lasted probably from 84 to now, they're probably the original bearings, it should go on for many more years.